South Carolina Supreme Court rules that Alex Murdaugh, a former high-profile attorney convicted in the double murders of his wife and son, will get a new trial. Maggie and Paul Murdaugh were shot to death in 2021 at the family's property, and in 2023, Murdaugh was found guilty on both murder charges after a 6-week-long trial and received 2 life sentences. Alex Murdaugh's defense argued the trial was compromised. The South Carolina Supreme Court wrote this in an opinion. The court's efforts to convict Murdaugh were, quote, in vain because Colleton County Clerk of Court Rebecca Hill placed her fingers on the scales of justice, thereby denying Murdaugh his right to a fair trial by an impartial jury. The Clerk of Court, Rebecca Hill, allegedly told the jury, quote, not to be fooled by the evidence presented by Mr. Murdaugh's attorneys, which was understood to mean that Mr. Murdaugh would lie when he testifies. In August of 2024, jurors told Martha McCallum they believed Becky Hill manipulated the jury to make sure Alex Murdaugh was found guilty.
So what you're all suggesting is that Becky Hill was manipulating this jury to make sure that Alex Murdaugh was found guilty. Correct? Do you believe that?
Yes.
Do you believe that?
I do.
Do you believe that, Joe?
You know, I know Becky Hill only through this trial. I like her personally. I don't know whether she had this grand scheme. We know now that she was writing a book. Maybe she saw a guilty verdict as more profitable than a not guilty. But whether she is genuinely the wizard behind the curtain in all of this, I don't think anyone knows that.
Moments ago, Alex Murdaugh's team released this statement on the overturned conviction. Alex has said from day one that he did not kill his wife and son. We look forward to a new trial conducted consistent with the Constitution and the guidance this court has provided. Your first reaction, Caroline?
Taxpayer dollars dumped down the tube because they didn't get it right the first time, because this clerk prejudiced the whole process. Look, 2 things can be true at the same time. This guy is not a victim. This does not mean complete innocence. He admitted to stealing millions of dollars from clients, including vulnerable ones, over decades. That's why he's serving 27 years for the financial crimes that he committed. But when you externally influence the jury deliberations, you've tainted the whole thing. This is no longer due process. You've completely compromised due process, and you have undermined trust in the legal system and the validity of convictions for future defendants like this. And I think that's the tragedy. The other part of this is the peril of turning the courtroom into entertainment. The fact is that this was a true crime spectacle, and that means there's a lot of opportunities for rent seekers and grifters. How about just a tame case? Can we ask for that? Then there won't be opportunities for making money on book deals.
Yeah, it's so interesting what you say, because you've got the Netflix documentary and so many other properties, if you will, that came out of that particular story. Lisa?
Well, I'm guilty of watching them because it's interesting and I'm into true crime.
I didn't say I didn't watch them.
I admittedly did watch them.
We were just talking money.
But this gets to the heart of the American justice system. I mean, the question isn't whether he's a good man or not. He's admitted that he's not. He's admitted that he's a liar, he's a thief, he's a fraudster. As Caroline pointed out, he's serving a 40-year sentence alone based off of stealing $12 million, 22 financial counts against him. But the bottom line is every defendant, even despicable or not, which this man is, deserves an impartial trial in America. I mean, we've seen this even from Nicholas Murdaugh, reportedly was surprised at the rights that were granted to him. And that's what makes America such a beautiful country. Unfortunately, you know, this woman, Becky Hill, was serving her own financial interests because she was writing a book that she wanted to monetize, probably wanted to get famous, as you pointed out, and tainted the whole system. But we'll see a new trial, and it'll be based off of the evidence. And ultimately, you know, that will be what we go by. But, you know, it gets to the heart of the American justice system. Everyone deserves a fair trial.
Charles?
You know, it's interesting because one thing we do is, and there's a court, our official court system and legal system, and then there's the court of public opinion. And I think, sort of to what you were talking about, they've been more and more intertwined, I feel, over the years. And we come to a quick conclusion on who's guilty and who's not guilty. And I think that already is problematic with respect to the trial system, particularly trial by jury. This clerk, obviously, this is some really awful. I just saw the movie Nuremberg, which is ironic because one of the central key figures beyond the main character was someone who was writing a book, accumulating data on this so he can write a book about it afterwards. And, reading that she actually also had to plead guilty about lying to another judge. And we have to have confidence in the legal system. We really, really do. And it's already tested. It's already being tested by this sort of celebrity environment we're in, this sensationalist environment that we're in. So it already has major tests against it already.
Kaylee?
Well, and what's remarkable is that as clerk of the courtroom, Becky Hill's primary responsibility was to preserve the integrity of that courtroom. And yet she became invested in a financial outcome of a guilty verdict, which obviously proves that she was not doing her job very well. I will just say, this has implications for some of the other very big high-profile cases that we've been covering, including the one for the assassin of Charlie Kirk. You hear a lot about different motions that are put forward before the judge from both the defense and the prosecution. It is so important for the judges in these cases to handle these things delicately and impartially, because one wrong move can taint the entire case. And especially with that one, we've seen many motions about cameras and what he's wearing. And again, you want to make sure that the verdict is safe and final, because if one thing goes wrong, then you have to relitigate the entire thing.
It's so interesting because we have some of these cases we're watching. Luigi Mangione and the killing of, he's the suspect in the killing of Brian Thompson, the CEO of United Healthcare, just in Midtown here. And then you've got Charlie Kirk, obviously, in Utah, and Taylor Robinson in that case, and all the delays. And there has to be careful taking now with all of that, for all the reasons that you mentioned, especially, Charles.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube, and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.